has the accuracy, and it is good. Jake Bates throwing right side, and it's going to be intercepted. Return past the 15, past the 20, out past the 30. Has space down the sideline. 40, 35, 30. And he is gone. A pick six for Houston. Snap good, hold good, kick up. And it is straight down the middle. Looking to throw, rolls out right. Throws end zone. Touchdown San Antonio. Cody Latimer alone in the end zone. They take a 1-point lead with 3 seconds left. 52-yarder, left hash for the win. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it's drilled. Miami escapes week 1 with the win. Jason Sanders is looking to throw. Pass right side, wide open. Touchdown Drake London. Touchdown Drake London. Atlanta has tied this game and are an extra point away from taking the lead. Needing the 12-yard line. Handoff, Robinson left side. And going to be stuffed. A loss of 4, maybe 5 on the play. And with 50 seconds to go, the Chiefs have the ball. And most likely that does it. Ball on the 17.5-yard line. Looking to throw. Stepping up, throwing for the end zone. And caught. Touchdown Green Bay. Dontavian Wicks. 56 seconds to play. The Packers are within 3. 6:17 to play in overtime. Tua shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, bunched up. Tua to throw. Pass time. Plenty of time. Pass. End zone, left side. Jonnu Smith. Touchdown Miami. They're gonna win. Let's go, baby. Here, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna send Smith in motion. Toss left side for Saquon Barkley. Good blocking and room to run. Pass midfield, spinning his way. Pass to 35 to 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and the Eagles respond instantly. Saquon Barkley. Oh my, making his presence felt. 1 play, 60 yards, 3rd and 9 from the 35. Mahomes looking to throw. Quick pass left side, caught by Piron. Has room to run. First down and more. Down to about the 17. And he stays in bounds. That will do it. The Kansas City Chiefs have escaped the Bills and have punched their ticket. Hello. Welcome. We continue coverage of Week 10 of the UFL with some Saturday afternoon action between the Roughnecks and the Panthers. This should be a pretty interesting game. At least for me, because I'm excited for what Michigan has in store. Playing Rocky Lombardi today as the starter. Someone that early on, very, very early on in the season, and even during the preseason and the offseason and whatnot, Rocky Lombardi was someone that I thought potentially could have a real shot at being a starter for this team at one point. Obviously not end up being the case, but he gets his start today. As due to college baseball regionals, this game is not going to be on ESPN just yet. It will be on ESPN News. So as we wait for kickoff in this one, because the Knoxville regional is happening right now between, what was those teams just playing? Wake Forest and Miami, Ohio. But yeah, it's fine. We still can be able to watch this game, which again should be a pretty interesting one, a pretty good one. Yeah, I'm very happy we're going to be seeing Rocky Lombardi get the start today. Obviously, it does bring me some concerns about Bryce Perkins, but that's something that will be taken care of throughout next week as we lead up to the playoffs, of which a Michigan win today technically gets them the 1 seed, if I remember correctly, or it's a Michigan win and a Birmingham loss will get the 1 seed for Michigan, although it doesn't really matter because it is set in stone that game will be played in Birmingham no matter what. Yeah, this should be a fun one. And yeah, I have also decided to stand for the first bit of this, and I'll maybe just do it for the first quarter or whatnot. But what's up, everyone? Welcome on in. It is a pretty good day. The Knicks play later. Game 6 between the Pacers and Knicks is later on. That should be a fun game to watch. This game should be a pretty good one as well. We shall see. How's everyone doing? It might be the last day in a while with NBA games on, as if the Pacers win tonight, game 1 will be on for Wednesday. Hey, Wednesday or is it on Thursday? Hell yeah. It's always nice to have it's on a Thursday. It's always I used to have like a basketball hoop just outside, but most of the time it was friends who had them, and I'd just go over there. But I mean, quick pickup action is always fun to play. Basketball is one of those sports where I was okay, like pretty okay at it growing up, but then I hit the growth spurt and I kind of just lost my touch with everything. So I don't play as much as I did. I mean, last year it sold out St. Louis, which by the way, there's stuff going on with St. Louis and the Dome in America Center, which I would probably touch on a bit during halftime, as we get some reports about shit and the potential for that stadium next year. And it all kind of dates back to Stan Kroenke and the Rams, but again, there'll be stuff at halftime I'll go into a little more detail about. Yeah, they're able to sell out St. Louis pretty well. It's just the other stadiums that don't get the same attention. And there's been other reports surrounding the reasons behind that, which we'll also dive in a little bit at halftime on. Because there's just 2 reports that have been going on out there that I do want to touch on. But we'll wait for halftime once we have like some dead period. But it does seem like we haven't really gotten a good shot at the crowd, but I do believe it's gonna be a pretty solid crowd today in Michigan and at Ford Field. In part because this is a pretty solid game. I mean, the Roughnecks trying to get to 500 on the year, the Panthers looking to get to 7-3. It is also Jake Bates bobblehead day in Michigan, which is a fun little tip. I think it's 2,500 fans got bobbleheads for Jake Bates, which is just funny and I like it. But we'll see. They're interviewing COC Marner on the sideline before this one. I believe it will be Houston getting the ball first. I'm excited. I'm excited for year 2 Jake Bates. I think that'll be a good test for him. Year 2 in the NFL for Jake Bates, because there's been so many cases of rookie year players or first year players in the NFL, especially kickers, having just fantastic seasons, and then there's that fall off. I mean, I was just looking at a kicker's Pro Football Reference page earlier today, where he had a great 1983 season, made the Pro Bowl, was an 83% kicker, and then lasted only 4 more years, never kicking above 70%. So we'll see how his second year does. I'm really excited for the NFL to roll around. But first, obviously, we have the UFL and some time there. If Miami goes 12-5, I will be happy with that. I'm more so expecting around a 10-win mark as like maybe not like a ceiling, but as like a safe estimate. As kickoff is underway, Houston's getting the ball first. It'll be returned beginning from the 2 and has some room up past the 22 to 22. So Houston will start from there. And Jalen McClellan takes the field for the first time today. We shall see. I'm beginning the work, early stage work on the Dolphins off-season review and stuff. McClellan in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, first play of the game. McLennan going to quick pass right side. That's caught by Justin Hall for a screen that will gain about 2 up to the 24 before being brought down. All right. Yeah, Jalen McLennan, NC State quarterback, was a Baylor quarterback for a year before making his way to spring football. Has been having a pretty solid season this year since becoming the starter in week 4 or 5-ish, as he's alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. We'll look to throw once again. Quick pass right side is caught by Kiki Chisholm, and that's enough for the first down. A gain of 8 exactly. Got to the 32 and keeps the chains moving. Yeah, I'm also like sort of rooting for the Panthers in this one, but I for this game especially, I'm more so just hoping for a great game. McLennan in shotgun, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the left, ball on their own 32. And McLennan is going to hand this off left side to Lorenzo Lingard, who has some space, goes up past the 40, past the 42, into the 43. That's an 11-yard carry for Lorenzo Lingard and a first down for Houston. All right. Hey, this has been a really solid opening drive so far. It's going, I wouldn't say it's going quick, but like, they're getting good chunk yards. McLennan in shotgun, back behind him once again. 2 receiving options to each side. Get a motion the receiver from the left to the right. That's Justin Hall sent in motion, as McLennan will hand this off up the middle for Lingard, who gains 2 up to the 45. All right. There was a 2-yard play, an 8-yard play, an 11-yard play, and a 2-yard play to begin this drive. McLennan in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. Going to send one of them in motion left to right to make it trips right for the Roughnecks. Now making some adjustments at the line and shifting the back to his left. McLennan going to look to throw once again. Has some time, pass left side. Is caught for the first down and then some, up to the plus 45-yard line. Kiki Chisholm on the reception. A gain of 10 and a first down for Houston. Like this has been a great season for Houston, especially if they finish 5-5. And it just sucks that the attendance numbers aren't there. McLennan gonna keep it himself right side, now gonna try and throw it, but that's just a throwaway incomplete. A little RPO action there that gets read pretty well by Michigan. Pass was in the vicinity of tight end Gorquarius Spivey. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, not much going there, just a throwaway. Now a penalty marker down. Saying illegal man downfield. Okay, no, they picked up the penalty. Okay. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10. 11:50 to play in this one, as clock continues to run. McLennan in shotgun, back behind him, 3 receivers to the right, and we have a stoppage. Penalty marker down. Going to be an illegal substitution on Houston. Yeah, penalty on Houston there. That's a bad one to take. Yeah, illegal substitution. Damn, so what? 2nd and 15 coming up? McLennan in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right for 2nd and 15 from midfield. There's under 11.5 to play in the first quarter. McLennan dropping back to throw. Pass left side is caught by Lingard for a halfback screen. Will make one man miss and gain 3. A 3rd and long coming up. But there's still no need to panic here for Houston. I mean, Michigan gave up multiple third and longs last week against Birmingham in the loss. I mean, they couldn't get off the field as a defense. I mean, 11 for 13 on third down was Birmingham last week. It's a 3rd and 12 for Houston to begin this one on the opening drive. McClellan in shotgun back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, first third down try of the game for Houston. McClellan to throw, rolling to his right to buy some time. Passing right side, wide open, that's caught. A first down for Houston. Gain of 14. Justin Hall on the reception, and they keep the drive alive. That's what I was saying just before the play. I mean, Michigan's going to need to figure out this third down defense. Really, really bad week last week. Not starting off great this week. As Kai Nakua was there for the tackle. Yeah, it's just gotta be able to get off the field there. McClellan in shotgun, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Ball on the 33-yard line. Play action looking to throw. McClellan, time, pass. Left side is caught. First down and a whole lot more. Inside the 20 to the 16. Tiki Chisholm. And with under 10 minutes to play in the first quarter, Houston has entered the red zone for the first time today. Beautiful pocket. Beautiful throw. Layered perfectly right over the outstretched hand of Donovan Mouton for Michigan. And just easy pickup of yards. There's ruling it ball on the 15. McClellan in shotgun, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. And going to throw over the middle, has a man that's caught, and down to the 1. A gain of 14. Jorquarius Spivey on the reception, and it's 1st and goal Houston. Nothing too special there, just a pop pass. Michigan tried to send the blitz off the right side. Houston picks it up and just places it to where only his guy can get it. Been a great opening drive for the Roughnecks. McClellan in shotgun, back behind him. Handoff, Lingard left side, and I think he's ever so short. Gonna be inches. 2nd and goal. 8.5 to play in the quarter. It has been a fantastic opening drive. McClellan in shotgun, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. 2nd and goal from the half-yard line. Motion to tight end left to right. As McClellan's going to hand this off to Lingard once again. Breaks 1 tackle. And he's going to get in. Touchdown, Houston. Opening drive. Opening touchdown. And they're up 6-0 with 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Talk about a statement drive. Move down the field with relative ease against this Panthers defense. I mean, that's how you do it. So Houston will go for the 1-point try from the 2 to make this a 7-point game. McClellan in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Gonna motion a receiver left to right. As McClellan will roll right and look to throw. Has some time, still looking, pass an end zone, and it's caught. Justin Hall along the sideline. It's a 7-point Houston lead after the opening drive. That is perfect. Yeah, a legit perfect opening drive. Great shit. And we're going to head to a commercial break. Okay. Wanted to stand for at least the opening drive because I don't stand enough during the streams. So I had plenty of opportunities too. All right. There we go. As again, a great opening drive there for Houston. Went down the field with ease, a 78-yard touchdown drive to begin the game. And now they're up by 7. And we'll see what Michigan can do on offense. Rocky Lombardi is getting the start today. His first ever professional start and his first ever taste of professional football action as well. Going to be a good test for him. We shall see. As we're at commercial break after the opening drive touchdown for Houston. Yeah, we will see. We're still at commercial break waiting for Houston's first drive of the game. We are 7 minutes in, and it's a 7-0 lead for the Roughnecks. McClellan and this Houston offense can move down the field with ease on that opening drive. This defense can need to find itself a bit. The biggest issue is just third down defense for Michigan. I mean, besides that, I feel like they played just fine. There we go, some Jake Bates highlights as we get back from commercial break. Again, he was the star of the league last year. Played really well, got his spot in the NFL with the Lions, and kept it up. And it is bobblehead day here in Michigan for Jake Bates, and there is Jake Bates being interviewed on the sideline. I mean, you want to talk about what the UFL stands for? It is the story of Jake Bates. He's one of many, but probably the most prominent, I would say. It's him, it's Brandon Aubrey, it's Cavante Turpin. But Aubrey and Turpin were more so USFL guys. Didn't play in UFL. But still, it's spring football as a whole. Kickoff underway, going to be returned beginning from about the 7. And with some room out past the 30, 35, and down to the 37. And Michigan will start off from there with Rocky Lombardi taking the field as the starter today for the Panthers. Look at that. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a bobblehead night for a kicker, and I love it. Lombardi and shotgun, 4 receivers to the left. In a motion, one of them left to right to make it trips left, doubles right. As Lombardi throws over the middle, that's caught for a gain of about 5, maybe 6, with Jalen Moore on the reception. So first professional pass attempt for Rocky Lombardi. It goes for 5 or 6. Not bad. Yeah, so a gain of 6 is 2nd and 4. Lombardi and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. Ball on the 44-yard line. Lombardi going to hand this off of the middle, and there's some room for Nate McCrary, a first down, and then some up to the plus 46. And the Panthers are in plus territory. Now it's Matthew Colburn. Oh, we say Colburn's back. There is a penalty marker down, though, so we'll see what this is. It's a legal shift on the Panthers. Tough, but it is very good to see Matthew Colburn back in the lineup today for the Panthers as To'Atau was getting some rest. And Matthew Colburn, he played a really good week 1, got injured during week 2, and has missed the rest of the season. But he's back in week 10. Good to see him get some action. As after the illegal shift, we have Lombardi and shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to the left on 2nd and 9. Lombardi going to give it to Colburn once again, and this time he'll get those 5 yards right back, basically, up to about the 44. Maybe 44 and a half. And it'll be 3rd down for the Panthers. All right, 3rd and 4. Lombardi and shotgun back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. The 3rd and 4 from the 44. Lombardi to throw. Rolling right to buy some time. Pass over the middle is caught by Colburn. That's a 1st down. A gain of 6 up to midfield. And they keep the chains moving and the drive alive. All right. So far, they're keeping it simple for Lombardi, and I like it. Don't love the whole pass and cross body thing, but it worked out there. Now, 1st and 10 from midfield. Lombardi and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. Now going to shift it back to his left side. Lombardi going to hand this off to Colburn right side and going to lose a yard with a penalty marker down as well. For a loss of 1 on the play. That's Markel Roby, who's also going to be called for a face mask. As the penalty marker is a face mask on Houston. Are they calling this on Roby or on... Oh, no, it was the lineman. It was the D lineman. Ever so... Yeah, he got his hand in there. Yeah, that's a good call. Was it? Yeah, I believe that's Darius Morgie. It's the D tackle, the D tackle there for Houston called for the face mask. So it's a 1st and 10 from the 35, and we have a stoppage before this play. Houston is challenging something here? Are they going to challenge that there was holding as well? Okay, so the issue was the ref seat initially called the face mask on Markel Roby. They then corrected it, saying that it was actually 92, which it was. So there's them getting the call wrong. That initially made Houston believe that there was no face mask. And so they allowed him to pick up the challenge and not waste a timeout. Okay. So that's the refs making an audible mistake. But it's still 1st and 10 from the plus 35 for Michigan. Lombardi and shotgun back to his right, 3 receiving options to the left. Just under 5 minutes to play as Lombardi will play action and look to throw. Has time, pass left side, and the flat is incomplete. Trying to hit Nate McCrary in the flat, but is played really, really well by Houston. Ball comes loose, 2nd and 10. Sean Preston in coverage, forcing that one loose. 4:42 to play now in the 1st quarter. This clock continues to run. Lombardi and shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. He'll send a receiver in motion right to left as Lombardi will throw it to the left side, and it is short-armed incomplete. Looking for Malik Turner in the flat, who was the receiver sent in motion, and he just couldn't put it out there enough. So 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. All right. Lombardi and shotgun. A running back to his right, 3 receivers to his left. 3rd and 10 from the 35. Will look to throw. Pressure coming. Pass left side is caught. Trying to break off some tackles, and he does. That's a first down. A gain of 12 for the Panthers. With some great run after the catch there by Jalen Weirdermeyer. And that's a first down, keeping the drive alive. Yeah, nothing special, just a sit route 5 yards down. And he uses his size to get the rest. And yeah, he was carrying Houston defenders there. Well, not necessarily carrying, but he dragged one of them, get like 2 extra yards. Lombardi and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right. Gonna send one of them in motion. As Lombardi's gonna throw right side. That's caught by Malik Turner and only gonna gain a yard. Trying to get the RPO going here is Michigan and has not really been able to so far. Under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. What you get? 2nd and 9. Lombardi and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. Ball on the 22-yard line. Lombardi gonna keep it himself on the QB draw and has him room down the right side. The 10 and out of bounds near the 6. A first down carry for Rocky Lombardi on the designed QB keeper and his 1st and goal for the Panthers. They enter the red zone for the first time today. Yeah, QB draw, QB counter. It's a nice play. And Lombardi able to use his mobility to do the rest there. So a 17-yard carry. Now Lombardi and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. 1st and goal from the 5. And he bobbles the snap and gonna fall on. No, it still doesn't fall on it. It's still going back. No one's fallen on it yet. And eventually a pile gets formed. But not. Who fell on this? I think it's Houston's ball. Yep, Houston's ball. Oh my. You get down to the 5. And a bad snap. Lombardi couldn't hang on. And that ball just dribbles its way. A solid 29 yards before Houston fell on it. Wow. And we're heading to a commercial break with about a minute and a half to play in the quarter. That was a great drive. Just a bad way to end it. Yeah, all it takes is one play for things to change. Just unfortunate. The crowd size seems pretty. It seems really solid. It does seem solid. Haven't really had a proper look at the crowd just yet. But from images and videos I've seen before the game, it does seem like there's a pretty solid crowd out there, which is good. I mean, Michigan is the type of team that they need to have a solid crowd size now. With it being back-to-back years of success like this, you hope that the crowd size gets to that 10,000 plus average. I think it has gotten there, especially since it is Jake Bates bobblehead day. We know that Panthers fans love to show out for them. We will see. It was like a commercial break after the fumble. Yep, so like commercial break. Should be getting out of it soon though. Houston, we'll say Houston caught a break there. I would say Houston caught a break. Again, it was 1st and goal down at the 5. So Michigan was probably about to punch that in. But again, first ever like proper snaps for Rocky Lombardi, first ever professional start. Him and that center need to work on that connection. As we're just getting out of commercial break, getting about a minute and a half to play in this first quarter. Houston ball up by 7. Yeah, minute 36. A bit of both. Snap was a little to the side. That is one Lombardi needs to like adjust and be able to catch. But at the same time, especially in a dome stadium, you're kind of expecting perfect snaps. So I'll say a bit of both. I'll probably lean more so on blaming Lombardi for that, as it was hip level on the left side. So take it as you will. McClellan under center, back behind him. 1st and 10. He's gonna slip and gonna be sacked for a loss of about 5, maybe more. Back-to-back plays, just things not going cleanly. Did he slip? Oh, he got tripped up by his own center. That's the risk of going under center. Of going under center. The center gets pushed back a little bit too much. You're gonna lose yards. So now 2nd and 15, a minute to play in the first quarter. McClellan in shotgun, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Get a motion to tight end, left to right. As McClellan's gonna pass over the middle, and it's incomplete. Off the mark, had an open tight end there in Cam Sutton, but threw it just too far inside, and it's 3rd and 15 as we need one more play before the end of the quarter. "40 seconds remain in the quarter, 18 remain on the play clock. As McClellan's in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. This Michigan 3rd down defense really gonna need to step up here. Ball on their own 29. McClellan gonna look to throw. Pressure coming and gonna avoid it once. Rolling to his right to buy some time. Looking and passing, incomplete. With a penalty marker down? No shot. Cyril Grayson was the intended target. No shot, this is DPI. As McClellan's a little hobbled on the sideline right now. They're calling DPI on Michigan. They're calling DPI or on Kyanti Harden. I'm sorry. I need a side angle for this, I think. Oh, as McClellan's now laying on the field. He got up hobbled on the sideline after that play. Now he's down. Oh, this could be a tough loss for Houston. He's been playing so well for this team. Anthony Brown is the listed backup. And for as much as like Nolan Henderson and Anthony Brown have talent, it's nowhere near what McClellan has been able to do. Oh, it's non-contact as well. Oh no, it's non-contact. Oh man. Hopefully it's just cramps, but that... Oh man. So Anthony Brown, former Oregon Duck, taking the field for Houston on first down after the defensive pass interference, which I still don't agree is DPI. I guess they're saying he got there early, but I have not gotten a good angle to see if that was DPI. I don't think it was though. But Anthony Brown takes the field. I still wouldn't go as far as to challenge that. If I'm Michigan, but that's just a bad call. All right, either way though, that's the end of the first quarter. 15 minutes in the books. Houston up by 7, and we'll be having a new quarterback take over when we get back from commercial break. I feel so bad for McLennan. Hopefully it's nothing serious and it's nothing severe, as he was playing his way onto a training camp roster at the very least these past few weeks. Like, he was playing that well, and getting Houston, that made being that good of a player for Houston. That's unfortunate though. Again, we're at commercial break. Oh man. That's tough. That's all right, we'll see. Okay, Anthony Brown, he hasn't played since, I want to say, week 2 or 3. Probably week 2, I would imagine. He hasn't played the majority of the season though, despite being the starter out of training camp. He has a chance to prove himself here once again, but he's gonna really need to step up his game from the early parts of the season. As we're still at commercial break. I'm actually curious, when are we going? Yep, still at commercial breaks. All right. Started the second quarter. Gonna be on the way here momentarily. We're back from commercial break. Again, we'll see what Anthony Brown can do for this Houston team, but Jalen McLennan going down is a very tough watch, especially with it being non-contact most likely. Oh my wait, McLennan's back taking the field. Okay, never mind. It is Jalen McLennan to start the second quarter. Guess it was just cramps or something. I don't know. McLennan and shotgun back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on their own 42. Gonna send the receiver in motion right to left. McLennan gonna hand this off up the middle for Lorenzo Lingard and gets up to the 46. A gain of 4. Yeah, his right foot taped. All right. So McLennan in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the left as well. Ball on their own 46. A first down is the plus 48. McLennan going to hand this off up the middle once again for Kurt Merritt this time, and maybe gains a yard on the play with forward progress. But not much going there. It's a third down coming up. So again, this third down Michigan defense has not been good. Was not good last week. Has struggled a bit today. I mean, it gave up a 3rd and 12, and then a penalty gave up a 3rd and 15. Now a 3rd and 5. McLennan in shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. See what they can do here. Can motion the receiver to the running back to the right. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Looking for Kurt Merritt, but couldn't hang on. Hit him in the forearm. And they get off the field on 3rd down. That's a big thing for Michigan. Gotta be able to do that more consistently, as Javin White was the linebacker in coverage. And Houston will send this one down. Okay. That's solid. It was Mike Rivers said to send this one down for Houston. And punt comes off clean. Going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Michigan will begin with ball at about the 20. All right, just under 13 minutes to play. Lombardi in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Ball in the 25. Lombardi going to hand this off up the middle to Nate McCrary, and that's a gain of about 4. So 2nd down coming up. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Again, they got to be able to do something. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of pressure for Michigan on this drive. I just think if they get a field goal, they're fine. It's not like you're in 4-down territory though. If you can just have another successful drive that gets into plus territory and puts Houston back on their heels a bit. Pass right side going to be caught by McCrary in the flat, who's going to work his way, maybe gaining 6, maybe 7. But another completion for Rocky Lombardi. He's been really solid today. He had that bobbled snap, or that snap that went by him. But besides that, he's been in control of this game. There's a good confidence he's playing with that I really like to see out of him. So 1st and 10, ball in the 35. Lombardi in shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Going to shift it back to his left. Lombardi going to hand this off right side, and there's some room for McCrary. That's a 1st down run up to the 45, gain of 10. And back-to-back 1st down plays for Nate McCrary. Under 11 and a half to play in this first half, as Michigan is still looking to get on the board for the first time. So Lombardi in shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Actually saying ball on the 46. 11 minutes to play now as Lombardi will look to throw. Pressure coming. The voices to his left. Has time. Deep. Left side. Going for it and incomplete. Through the arms of Jalen Moore. He was getting some really tight coverage on him. I think I would have preferred to see Lombardi take it himself there. And I think that's the play where, yeah, you would see Bryce Perkins just run it there. Lombardi needs to trust his legs a bit more. And he definitely gets a 5-7 minimum. 5 or 7 on that play minimum. Instead, you take the deep shot. It was not fully there. Some great coverage on the play by Keenan Isaac. and it's 2nd and 10 instead of a potential 2nd and 5, 2nd and 3. Lombardi in shotgun, back to his left, looking to throw once again. Pass right side, caught by Matthew Colburn, who has room to run. Pass midfield to the 49. So a 3rd and 5 coming up. Man, that's just one of those things where, like, that's a personal preference. Especially having seen Bryce Perkins play all year and knowing that that's the type of play he would make. And that's the type of play that has won games before for Michigan. So I would have liked to see a bit more of his legs on that one. Lombardi alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Gonna take it himself up the middle, has a blocker. First down and more, pass to 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Rocky Lombardi. Touchdown, Michigan. But there is a penalty marker down. We will see what this is as it currently sits with 9:31 to play in the first half. It is a 7-6 game. But we'll see what the penalty is. That was a beautifully drawn up play, though, by Michigan. And that's what I was talking about by wanting to see Lombardi use his legs more. All right, the penalty is going to be against Houston, saying hands to the face, I believe. So it will be a 49, right? 49? It would be a long touchdown run. Yeah, 49-yard touchdown run for Rocky Lombardi. And we'll see what they do with the penalty here. Yep, illegal hands to the face. Declined? Wait, you decline it? No, added on the conversion attempt. What? They're showing the replay from the back angle, and you see where Houston messes up there. The safety, Sean Preston, he bit way too far on the left side of the field, leaving the entire right side open for Rocky Lombardi. But they said declined. I would have accepted it and forced it on the conversion attempt. Since then you can just go for an easier try for more points. I mean, did they say something? Did the ref say something wrong again, or are they just straight up declining it? All right, Houston is going to challenge something here, saying that COC Marner. Marner does get hands to the face there as well. And there's a lot of extracurriculars on this play. They might win this challenge. We'll see. There was definitely a lot going on there between Keenan Isaac and COC Marner. Houston is going to win the challenge. We're going to have offsetting penalties. As COC Marner, yeah, he tried to rip off the helmet of the Houston defender. So it will be you add a personal foul to the play. So what was a 49-yard touchdown run from Rocky Lombardi, instead is going to be offset and penalties. We replay 3rd and 5. That's a bad mistake for Marner. You have to keep your composure there. You have to keep your composure there. That's bad. Yeah, personal foul on number 4, COC Marner. Penalties offset, replay, third down. Yeah, just taking bad penalties. That's a bad one, especially because they're so far away from the play anyway. Like that's a bad penalty to take. But Houston wins the challenge. They keep their timeout and they get their challenge back. So with 9.5 to play in the first half, it's a 3rd and 5. After a 49-yard touchdown run gets wiped off the board. I will say CJ Johnson has definitely grown on me throughout the season, especially with McClellan behind center and the success they've having. He's definitely been a different vibe of a coach. Lombardi to throw on 3rd and 5. Pass over the middle is tipped at the line and incomplete. Talk about a point swing. As it's now 4th down for the Panthers. That's a massive swing in this game. So that's a good camera angle. Yeah, it is. The side. So I'm assuming Ford Field is only selling the sidelines for UFL games. And if that's the case, then it did probably really good turnout in this one then for Michigan. But 4th and 5, they're gonna send this one down. They're shooting themselves in the foot. All right, and then the punt comes off clean. Trying to pin Houston deep. Going to be returned beginning from the 12. Out past the 20, 25. Spinning his way to the 29 is Justin Hall on the return. And 8:38 to play in this one. In the first half, at least. And we'll see if we're heading to a commercial break. I'm not sure. But either way, that's... Yeah, heading to a commercial break. Heading to a commercial break. We will see, though. I mean, that now Houston has a perfect chance. Can you negate that touchdown due to the challenge and the obvious personal foul? And now you have a choice. And now you have a chance to extend this lead to 2 possessions before the half. I mean, I'm feeling confident about where Houston's at. And not to say that Michigan has played bad. It's just they're beating themselves in this one, which is the tough part about it. But we'll see. You will see. Again, Michigan right now, though, they have their sights set to next week in the conference championship game against Birmingham, trying to finally defeat the Stallions, something that they haven't been able to do in a long, long time. But we'll see how that goes. I'm sure should just be coming out of commercial break. We will see. And not exiting commercial break just yet. Weird, but okay. Yeah, that's a tough way for the drive to end. Back-to-back drives ended in very tough ways for Michigan. They're gonna have to beat themselves. They're gonna have to stop beating themselves, especially next week. 8:38 to play in the half. We're coming back from commercial break. Houston ball up by 7 in a very nicely packed out Ford Field for the final regular season game for the Panthers. And in what very well might be the last game played in Ford Field, if certain reports coming out are to be believed. But that's a discussion for halftime. McLennan in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Ball on their own 29-yard line. Making some adjustments as they need to get the snap off soon. Play clock winding down. They do. McLennan, the throw, has time. Pass, left side, going for it and incomplete. Looking for Kiki Chisholm, but that was overthrown by about 3 yards. And hell, the closer player was a Panther in Kayante. Yeah, Kayante. I feel like I'm saying Caliente there. That's not, no. But it makes me think of Kai Anthony. Kayante Harden. We're going to roll with that for right now. McLennan alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 2nd and 10 from their own 29. McLennan looking to throw. Pressure coming. Pass right side is caught. Going to be Cyril Grayson. Makes one man miss. That's a first down and then some. A gain of about 13 with a penalty marker down. Believe this will be offsides on the Panthers, to which it will be declined. Yep, offsides on the Panthers. Penalty will be declined. And there is now a Panther down after the play, slow to get up. This is Kanai Lovely. Slow to get up. Under 8 minutes to play, and this is not looking good. Yes, it's unfortunate to see players go down, especially for this Michigan team, who it feels like this could easily be their year. And losing a member of that secondary is unfortunate at this time. But we're heading to a commercial break. Hopefully it's all good with Kanai Lovely. Been a really solid player this year so far for them. The big part of that secondary that has been a really solid secondary for the most part. Hopefully all is good there. But we'll see. We will see. So we're at a commercial break. See. Yep, we're still at commercial break. You're getting some NBA Finals commercials right now. Which the yeah, because the Stanley Cup Finals, that's on ESPN this year, no? No, it's on TNT this year, which means the NBA Finals is on ESPN. Okay. We will see. Still at commercial break, waiting to get back from this one. And there is the injury timeout going on right now, so hope all is good for Kanai Lovely. Hope that he's okay. We're just getting back from the commercial break. We will see. 7:55 to play in this first half. Just coming back from the commercial break. After a 13-ish yard play for Cyril Grayson on a free play as well, as there was an offsides penalty that was declined. It is Houston ball on their own 41-yard line, as they're still huddled up waiting for the clocks to begin. There we go. McLennan in shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Ball on their own 41. Under 10 seconds on the play clock, and McLennan's going to hand this off left side to Kurt Merritt, who's going to fight his way up past to about the 45, a gain of 3. 3, maybe 4. 7:25 to play now in the first half. And Kurt Merritt, former New Orleans Saint, former Miami Dolphin, a really solid player out of Arkansas State, trying to make a name for himself and get back to the NFL. But again, been a really solid player in all the stops. Just not solid enough, sadly, in some of the locations. So McLennan in shotgun going to hand it off up the middle once again to Merritt, and this is going to be a gain of roughly 3. So a third down coming up. So 3rd and 3. McLennan in shotgun back to his right. Sending the receiver in motion left to right, so it's 2 receivers to each side. McLennan going to look to throw. Pass, left side is caught for the first down. Justin Hall up to the 47. 6:07 to play in the first half. So McLennan in shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Going to keep it himself. Makes one man miss. Unable to make a second. And brought down behind the line on the RPO. A loss of about 2 or 3. 5.5 to play in the first half. A 2nd and 12-ish coming up for the Roughnecks. I pulled up yesterday's Gridiron Grid again just now, which we did on stream last night. It has only gotten better since we did it because of the ratings being updated. So 2nd and 11 for Houston. McLennan in shotgun back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Play action looking to throw. Pass right side is going to be caught for a gain of 12. Cam Sutton hanging on through the contact. McLennan is kind of gingerly heading back to the huddle. I don't like to see that. I'm not sure how much more you can put him in motion in bootlegs like that. Ball now on the plus 34-yard line. McLennan in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 1st and 10. McLennan to throw. Quick pass, right side caught. Going to have some room, and that's a gain of 9.5 maybe. Lorenzo Lingard, the receiver on that play. The back lined up out wide, and it's 2nd and 1 coming up. 4 minutes to play in the half. Houston looking to extend this lead. They took the lead on the opening drive of the game and have been in firm control since. McLennan playing really, really well. McLennan in shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. 2nd and 1. McLennan gonna hand this off left side. And gonna maybe gain half a yard. Will be just shy of the first down marker though. Under 3.5 to play now in the quarter. In the half. In the quarter, whatever. But alright. Yeah, that's a first down saving play there. By Mike Tafua? No, I'm not. That's Garrett Marina. I'm saw the wrong number there. About a foot short of the first down marker. It is 3rd and inches for the Roughnecks. And the play clock winding down. Under 3 minutes to play, and we're going to have a timeout called by Houston. Yeah, Houston will call a timeout. 2:52 to play in this one. Need about another play or two before the 2-minute warning. We will see. 3rd and inches, basically. Third and inches, what you got? McLennan in shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. 3rd and a foot. McLennan going to look to throw. Pass over the middle is dropped. Kiki Chisholm had it on his chest, but couldn't hang on. He wasn't fully prepared for that pass to come as hot as it did. It was there, though. That's a perfect read by McLennan on the RPO. Like, read that perfectly. Hit, perfect accuracy, perfect everything. Besides making that catch. Yeah, Kiki Chisholm just wasn't prepared for that ball to be right there as soon as he turned his head. But since it's 4th and a foot, the offense is staying on the field. 2:20 to play in the half. McLennan in shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. McLennan to throw. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Kiki Chisholm once again. But a great defensive play by Keontae Harden. And with 2:10 to play in the half, the Panthers get the ball back. Only down by 7. I don't fully get that decision. You pass there. It's a 4th and inches, basically. It's 4th and a foot. Even if you don't want McLennan to be the one to QB sneak that, motion in the tight end or do like a wildcat, do some wildcat action. But well, Lombardi in shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to the left, looking to throw. Pass is picked off, intercepted, and that's gone. A pick 6 for Houston, and the Roughnecks can extend this lead either way. First play. Oh man, 2:02 to play in the half. And it's a pick 6 on the opening play of the drive. Marvin Moody read that like a book. Oh, you know, also inaccurate. He threw it too far inside. Looking for Gunner Oaks. That's when you need to throw outside shoulder. Instead, he threw it as if it was... He said he threw it too far inside, as if it was like a glance route almost, or slant. And it goes the other way for 6. So the 1-point try from the 2. McLennan in shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the left as well. McClendon gonna throw right side, and it's incomplete. No penalty markers down. It's a 13-point roughneck lead as DJ Miller was in coverage, forcing that ball loose. There we go. We're gonna have the kickoff, then the 2-minute warning. But Marvin Moody adds 6 to the Roughneck lead. Man, oh man. We're waiting for the kickoff. We're gonna have the kickoff, and then there'll be a 2-minute warning. But now we get into the point where you're gonna need points before the half here if you're Michigan. The Panthers get ball to begin the second half, so this game could still very easily be tied by the time Houston gets the ball back. So they're not out of this, but they're going to need a good drive before the half. Return begins from about the 12, has room on the left side to get up to the 32. And we brought down there. A minute 56 to play in the half. We're going to head to the 2-minute warning commercial break. So you need to go 67 yards with all 3 timeouts in about 2 minutes. And then you basically just have to do that again out of the half. So there's still time here for the Panthers. But you're really going to need a touchdown here. You would like a touchdown. You definitely need points. We will see. We will see. We have a select commercial break for the 2-minute warning. We shall see. Michigan really gonna need something here, though. I mean, this first half is one that you want to forget, even if they get a field, especially if they get a field goal. Only way you really salvage this is the touchdown before half. We shall see. We shall see. All right, just coming back from the commercial break, a minute 56 to play in the half. Really gonna need something here. Really gonna need something here. All of a sudden down by 13 after making a big time stand on 4th down. Find yourselves in this hole. You have to claw your way back, and it starts with this drive. I mean, they've had two really good drives in this game. They're just beating themselves. The fumble, the personal foul penalty on the second drive. That last drive, it was just one play in the interception. Lombardi alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Looking to throw. Has time. Pass right side is caught with some room to run for Matthew Colburn. That's going to be a first down up to the 45. And clock briefly stops. Colburn a little slow to get up there. A minute 49 to play. Looking for the end zone on this drive is ideal. Lombardi in shotgun back to his right looking to throw. Pass over the middle is caught, and that's Gunnar Oaks for a gain of 10. Up to the plus 45. Alright, not a bad start to this drive. Lombardi in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. As he'll look to throw once again. Has time. Pass right side. That's Oaks once again. And he fumbles! Oh, but they're ruling it incomplete. Michigan just got saved. They're ruling it incomplete. Oaks was open. Yeah, he bobbles that the entire time. He never gets possession. So 2nd and 10 from the plus 45. You're 45 yards out, a minute and a half to play. Looking for the end zone. Lombardi in shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. 2nd and 10. Gonna motion it back out wide to the right. Lombardi to throw. Trying to find some time. Rolling to his right. Now throwing it. That's incomplete. Short arm that. Great pressure there from Houston. 3rd and 10 coming up. And the refs are going to discuss, as he was out at the tackle box, I believe. Yeah, he was out at the tackle box. Question then is just, did that get past the line of scrimmage? And I think it got to the line. Even then, there was a Michigan player enough in the area. So Lombardi alone in shotgun. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Will look to throw once again. Pressure coming, gonna step up, has room, takes it himself. Needs the first down, lowering the shoulder, and gets 15. Rocky Lombardi using his legs up to the 31-yard line. Gain of 14 and a first down carry. That's what I was talking about earlier, especially on the second drive where you need to have faith in your legs a bit more. He did it there, picked up a much-needed first down. And the Panthers call their first timeout. There we go. That's what I was talking about. So a minute 13 to play. And Michigan has called their first timeout. We'll see if they can finish this drive. We will see. Lombardi in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 31 yards out, a minute 13 to play in the half. Lombardi to throw. Pressure coming. Avoids 1 sack. Throw in deep right side. And incomplete. D.O.C. Marner in the vicinity. He couldn't quite break on a corner route, I believe that was supposed to be. But some great pressure there for Houston. Forces the errant pass. Oh, it was a slow go. That's what it was. And it was open as well. The pressure definitely forced that ball. The pressure definitely forced that to be an incomplete. It's not like that was open. It's not like that was covered greatly or anything. Marner had a step. Lombardi in shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the left bunched up. Looking to throw once again. Pass right side is going to be incomplete. Too much touch on that pass. Matthew Colburn in the jump-in effort couldn't hang on through the fingertips. But he was wide open. Just put that on him and let him run. let him a bit too much, put too much into it. That's one where you just put it on him and let him do the rest. He had space. So 3rd and 10 from the 31. You're in field goal range. Don't need to force anything. Play it smart if you need to. Lombardi alone in shotgun. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Looking to throw. Pass right side is picked off. It's it's incomplete. I think that's picked off, though. That's a bad pass from Rocky Lombardi. The dive-in effort there by Corn Elder. Oh, no, it does go through his arms. It is luckily incomplete, but that is a dangerous pass from Lombardi. Did not put enough into that throw. I think he was going for a Marner again. I believe it would have been a slow go. And just did not put enough into it. That ball should be out. Yeah, that ball should be thrown towards the end zone. So out comes BT Potter. Never mind, Houston's going to challenge this. I do not agree with this decision. They're going to challenge that it was picked off. It wasn't. I don't agree with this, but okay. We'll see, though. Yep, Houston will lose the challenge. They lose a timeout and don't have their challenge for the rest of the game. All right. So BT Potter on to try and put the Panthers on the board and make this a 10-point game entering the half, potentially. There's still just about a minute to play in this one. A 49-yard kick from the right hash, and we have a stoppage once again. And now we have Michigan using their challenge, saying that Gunnar Oaks was held on the play. So challenging for defensive holding. We'll see. So 84, that's the slot receiver on the left side. Their tight end lined up that way. I've seen that held before. I've seen that called before, definitely. And now Michigan loses the challenge. I get the reason behind that, though. I've definitely seen that been called holding before. But they're gonna upheld saying no holding on the play, in part because it was very like bang bang between when he was held and when the ball came loose and when the ball was thrown. So now Michigan doesn't have their challenge the rest of this game. And BT Potter is still gonna come on for a 49-yard kick. So a bunch of nothing there. So a 49-yard kick from the right hash to put Michigan in within 10. Kick is up, and it is right down the middle. It is good. The Panthers get on the board, and there's 53 seconds left in the half. But, man, oh man. So we will see. So 53 seconds left in the half. Houston with one timeout. Could, in theory, get into field goal range, especially if they have a good return here. So we shall see. Kickoff underway, going to be returned beginning from about the 8. Get up to about the 25. Now trying to cut his way right side. A Cyril Grayson up to about the 30. 45 seconds left in the half. And a timeout remains for the Roughnecks. So they could, again, get in the field goal range and figure stuff out there. We shall see. We shall see. McClendon in shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Gonna look to throw here once again. Pass over the middle is caught by Merritt. And has some room trying to get that left side, and he does. Down the sideline, past midfield, still going, eventually out of bounds near the plus 41. Might move him down at the 45. But that's exactly the play that Houston could use to re-extend this lead to 13. That's Kirk Merritt for you. That's some of the things he can do. Nice play there, and he gets out of bounds to save the timeout. McClendon in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, going to look to throw. Has time, pass left side is caught by Kiki Chisholm, brought down in bounds and short of the first down marker, so clock is ticking, a gain of 8. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20 seconds. McClendon under center. He spikes it. 18 seconds remain. A 3rd and 2. You get the first down. You're in field goal range for Chris Blewett. And you still have a timeout. You can work the entire field. And McClendon in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. 3rd and 2 from about the 36. McClendon going to hand this off up the middle, and that's Lorenzo Lingard for the gain of 2.5. Maybe 3 enough for the first down. 13 seconds remain. You could, in theory, hurry up to the line, run one more play, and then call the timeout. Instead, McClendon is just going to spike it. I don't agree with that. The clock stopped momentarily for getting the first down. You run another play there. You run one more play, and then you call it a timeout. So 2nd and 10. 12 seconds to play in the half. McClendon in shotgun back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. As McClendon, a low snap, will look to throw. Pass right side to wide open Lorenzo Lingard. Going to get to the 25 before being brought down. Maybe the 26. And Houston will call their final timeout with 2 seconds left in the half. So a 3rd and 1. We're going to see Chris Blewett end his field goal unit out here to try and make this a 13-point game once again. Michigan gets ball to begin the second half as well. A 43-yard kick from the right hash to put the Roughnecks up by 13, and we're going to have a stoppage. Timeout called by Michigan. And a 43-yard kick coming up soon. From the right hash. To make it a 13-point lead once again for Houston. Chris blew it. The kick is up, and it is good. A 16-13 lead for Houston as we enter halftime in this one. Since we were entering halftime, there's some reports that came out earlier today and late yesterday that I have that are a bit interesting in terms of the future of the UFL. Both reports, I saw them through Pro Football Talk and their Twitter. As I think this game's heading back to ESPN now as well. We're at halftime either way. But yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about in terms of the reports around the UFL is one of the co-CEOs, I believe. Actually, let me pull this up to make sure I'm accurate with this. I want to say one of the co-CEOs. I could be wrong. Let me make sure I'm good with this. Yeah, there we go. Where was this report? Okay, why am I not seeing this now? Okay, that's weird. Football talk. Nope, not that. Okay, I am no longer seeing these tweets for some reason. But what I was going at is I saw reports earlier from Pro Football Talk and their Twitter. I'm sorry, I was trying to make sure I got this accurate about who was saying it, but I'm just not finding it. I believe it was a co-CEO. This would be the first thing. I believe it was the co-CEO was talking about TV ratings and kind of marketing the league in that nature. And one of the things he talked about was that pretty much every single stadium that the UFL currently uses have not been kind to the league. They have their bottom priority for everything in terms of like usage of the stadium, promoting the event and everything. So there's potential work and discussions that we're gonna see completely new stadiums next year for the UFL across the entire league, not just the potential relocated teams, which would mean this might be the last game at Ford Field. Protective Stadium might have their last game next week. And if that is the case, I'm very curious about where some of these teams are going to go, as that will also play a hand in relocation. Because, like, yeah, Birmingham is this really high-end team, this really like high-tier team. There's not many other stadiums in that Birmingham area that they could use to host the team that might give them better priority. That's the key thing. We talked a lot of this year has been about the fact that the UFL just is not being promoted properly. And at least like in those markets, a lot of that is on the stadium and their job in trying to promote it. It's just not a priority for them. And we have all this talk right now about the issues of scheduling Audi Field and Ford Field, and that's just because the UFL is not high on the priority list. I wish I bookmarked the article at least, so I could have cited it better. But uh, here we go. Yeah, it was one of the many co-owners of the UFL in an interview talked about the league's performance, even saying that the ratings are not down. We actually have, if you look at the distribution, we have with Fox, ESPN, and Fox, they outperform MLS 4-1 and hockey 2-1, which hockey's more so TNT for the ratings, so there is that. And then a quote about the venues and the stadiums. The live event, we're still figuring out the venues, so the live event is still challenged, and we really need to play in if the paradigm is to take a national quality product and put it into these local markets to compete against what else is available in those markets, like an MLS, then we've got to get the venues right, and we have not been able to get the venues right yet. That's the big sentence. They understand that they need to select good venues, but not just like, oh, this is a well-known venue. They need to select the right venue that will prioritize the UFL. So there's a potential that a bunch of teams can have a new stadium next year. The other thing that I saw that really both pissed me off and makes me mainly pissed me off is with St. Louis and the Dome in America Center. There's currently issues in terms of financing when it comes to the dome for future use of the UFL. And the main thing is the dome is an old stadium. It needs about $155 million worth of renovations, and they're just not able to get the funding for that because the UFL, for as much as there's a lot of fans that come in, it's not this massive it's not this massive league yet, and it's pretty much like, and just the city itself doesn't really want to play in on the funding with it. This all goes back to the reason the Rams left in the first place. Is the initial owner, not Kroenke, but Kroenke plays a hand in this one. In 2005, I mentioned this in my history of the NFL in LA video. In 2005, the initial owner, I forget her name right now, but the owner of the Rams at that time essentially said, we'll bypass the renovations for a couple $100 million worth of cash. And then Kroenke came in and bought the team, and he wanted these massive renovations done, upwards of $700 million. The city didn't want to pay for that. Kroenke didn't want to pay for that, and it was a mess. And those renovations, all these years later, have still not been done on the Dome in America Center. So St. Louis, which is the one team currently with a really good venue and a really good stadium to play at, might not be playing in that stadium for much longer, which would suck. Like, that would just suck. Because again, the Dome is the best venue and the best stadium in the UFL. You don't play at the Dome and you go to some other nearby stadium, it's not going to be the same. This article goes further into the stadium issues just in league wide, talking about Memphis, Birmingham, and Houston being underperforming venues, and those are the three teams most likely on the move. Memphis and Houston, I'm expecting to be the two teams on the move just because Birmingham has too much success. but I could see Birmingham be getting a new stadium somewhere. I'm not sure where, but there is that factor of it as well. And also, this is all dating back to one thing, trust me. Trademarks have been filed as of earlier this week, beginning of this week, for four historic team names in spring football that have like potential of coming back. We have Oakland Invaders, which I would love for Oakland to come back. Philadelphia Stars, New Jersey Generals, and Tampa Bay Bandits. I would imagine we're going to see either Houston or Memphis move to Tampa Bay and Tom Brady become a factor in the ownership of that team. The other I could see move to Philadelphia or New Jersey. And then Oakland is an expansion team and Seattle is an expansion team. Obviously, all of this is very early on in stages. There's just a bunch of reports and talks right now. But yeah, the league, at least the league is aware that things need to change, and they're beginning the processes of making those changes, which is good, but it still just sucks as a whole. Anyway, all that long-winded stuff aside, we're out of halftime. The second half kickoff is underway momentarily. But yeah, we will see. They're highlighting that pick six again, and just again, first half was all Houston. We will see what the second half brings. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of movement and changes in the UFL for next year. It's gonna be very interesting to see where that brings us. But it does seem like the league is gonna be here next year, which is the big thing. We will see. Waiting for the second half kickoff. Michigan gets ball to begin the half. Looking to claw their way back into this game. Now down by 13. Would definitely prefer a touchdown drive here. But we will see if they're able to. They've had plenty of really solid drives, just none that could really capitalize on it. Yeah, and I do agree that I would love a team in Portland. They're my number one city. I talked about them last year in my UFL expansion video. So, like, they're definitely my number one city. I'm just not sure if the UFL wants to compete with an MLS team again after the situation in DC. I think they would much rather be put into like a smaller college stadium. That's what I'm saying. Like Oakland might not be a bad bet, or more so Sacramento, but Oakland, or like a San Diego. You put them with San Diego State. But as much as I love Portland as an option, I just don't see it after how poor the relation between the UFL and DC United has become. But obviously, we'll see. Things could always change. We'll see. But I do think the idea right now is they're gonna have a teams in Tampa, in Oakland, in Seattle, and in either Philadelphia or New Jersey for next year. Which I think would be fine. Like would be pretty solid. Would be pretty solid 4 new cities to add. No, I do think New Jersey or Philadelphia would be tough in terms of stadium as well. Because you're either putting them in MetLife or the Link, and I don't think either would really work that great. Maybe you put them in Rutgers Stadium if you go to New Jersey, but that's a discussion for later on. We'll see. Taking a while to get this kickoff underway. Yeah. Taurala Tungavailoa made his first start over in the ELF today. Did not go well, which sucks because I would like to see Taurala have a pretty solid career as well, but oh well. Second half kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from inside the 10 at the 8. And going to fake a reverse here, and there's room to run. Past the 40, 45, cuts inside past midfield. Past the 45 and down to the plus 42. What a return for Michigan. Excellent starting field position. Looking to get back into this game. That is Xavier Malone on the return. Again, let's see what they can do. This is a big drive here, and that's a fantastic return to start things off. Rocky Lombardi's still in the game. As he's gonna get, pretty sure he's gonna get the full 60 today, which I'm a fan of. Lombardi and shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna hand this off to McCrary up the middle, and that's gonna be a 5 to 6 yard carry. Up to about the 36-yard line. So second down now. So Lombardi and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. 2nd and 4. Going to hand this off once again. McCreary has room. That's a first down inside the 30 to the 29. Nate McCreary, some good running there. Again, this running back tandem that they're playing today in McCreary and Colburn, they were a great running back duo last year. But Colburn goes down early on in the season in week 2. It has been Toatawa, the main back this year. He's inactive today, getting some rest before the playoffs begin next week. But yeah, Michigan, and they're looking to finally break through next week when they play Birmingham. And that's what that's what some of their focus is on during this week. Lombardi and shotgun back to his right, gonna hand this off to McCrary once again up the middle. And once again, that's a gain of about 6, maybe 7. Some good running so far for this. Some good running so far in this game. Or in this half for Michigan. If they can keep it up, I think they're feeling pretty fine. So 2nd and 3, Lombardi and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. As Lombardi going to hand this off once again up the middle. And there's room to run. First down and then some. Inside the 15 to the 14 for Nate McCrary. He has done it himself on this drive so far. Doing really well. Again, this drive has been some good running for Nate McCrary. We'll see if they can capitalize off this, enter in the red zone once again. Lombardi and shotgun back to his right, 3 receiving options to the left. Going to keep it himself on the QB counter and has room on the right side. Inside the 5 to about the 4, a penalty marker down. Man, Rocky Lombardi cannot catch a break on these QB keepers. Is holding on the Panthers, beating themselves. Beating themselves, man. That's a tough one. It's like there's room. Like that's exactly the play you needed. Man, it's just a bad holding there. All right, so ball now on the 23. Lombardi and shotgun gonna hand this off to Matthew Colburn, who has room. The 10, the 5, Matthew Colburn. Touchdown Panthers. And they're back in this game. Cut it into this deficit. A 23-yard touchdown for Matthew Colburn. It's a 5-point game with 11:32 to play in the third quarter. That's how you do an opening drive touchdown. Beautiful blocking up front. Plenty of space up the middle. Like no one even close after getting through the line. Goes in untouched. I'm at 7. The 1-point try from the 2. Lombardi and shotgun back to his right. Gonna give this to Colburn once again. He's gonna get stuffed. Maybe gains a yard, but not enough for the conversion attempt. It is a 7-point game. All right. That is how you get back into this one. We'll see. We're at commercial break. Yeah, that's the opening drive you were looking for. Right. We're at a commercial break. I'll quickly be right back. All right, I'm back. Still at commercial break. Waiting for Houston's first drive of the half. But we shall see. Michigan being right back in this game, only down by 7 is great. We'll see if they can keep up with it. We'll see what their defense can do, but I like what we saw in that opening drive there. Very ground heavy. I feel like Michigan needed to get back to that style. Not having Toa was not helped in that factor, but again, he's making sure he's ready for the playoffs. Bryce Perkins, he typically uses his legs a lot. Don't have that. We will be ready for the playoffs, though, it seems. We'll see. Just coming back from commercial break, they're interviewing Matthew Colburn on the sideline. There we will see. All right, kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from about the 6. Going to have some room down that left side. Cuts in with more room now. In past the 40, 45. Still going. Breaking tackles past midfield to the 49. Michigan had a great return to begin their first drive of the half. Houston does the same. And now we'll see what this offense can do. It's going to be Jalen McClellan taking the field once again for the Roughnecks, trying to extend this lead after the opening touchdown for this half by the Panthers. And ball on the plus 49. McClellan in shotgun, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Sending a tight end in a comeback motion, right to left, back to right. And there's movement up front before this snap. Penalty markers fly. Who moved first? Gonna say encroachment on the Panthers. So we're 1st and 5 coming up now for the Roughnecks. Up to the 44-yard line before they even have to call a play in this one. All right. Not too bad. McClellan in shotgun, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. A 1st and 5, going to hand this off left side with some room, but not going to be able to utilize that room as there was a lineman down that he had to hurdle over. Lorenzo Lingard gets no gain on the play. Had some space there. Yeah, had some space, but it closed up quick. So a 2nd and 5. Noah Dawkins on the tackle there for the Panthers. So 2nd and 5, McClellan in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball still on the plus 44-yard line. So McClellan gonna play action, look to throw, rolling right. Has some time, passing, right side, has a man that's caught. Inside the 10, the 5, and stood up at the 3. That's Emmanuel Butler on the reception. A beautiful throw from Jalen McClellan to go 41 yards. And this Houston team is facing a 1st and goal. That's how you respond. That's a beautiful throw into a perfect window with triple coverage there. Well, not really triple coverage, but there's like 3 Panthers in the vicinity. Beautiful play, a great throw. 10 minutes of play in the quarter. McClellan in shotgun, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Receiver sent in motion left to right. McClellan keeps it, now passes it in the flat, and that is no gain for Justin Hall. Noah Dawkins on the tackle. And it's 2nd and goal from the 3. So 2nd goal, under 9.5 to play now in this one. McClellan in shotgun, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Play clock winding down to get the snap off in time. Handoff up. No, McClellan keeps it past right side. Will gain a yard. But not much going there. Noah Dawkins with the tackle once again. He's playing really well on this defensive series. There's George Quarius Spivey on the reception. Now under 9 minutes to play in the quarter. Third and goal. Has to be able to keep him out the end zone here. McClellan in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. 3rd and goal from the 2. Looking to throw. Pass over the middle. Incomplete. Dangerous throw. Terrible space in there by the receivers. 4th and goal from the 2, under 8.5 to play in the quarter. What do you do here now, Houston? I can't tell if that was for Lingard or Spivey. They were both right there. With 4th and goal. Fourth and goal. I think they're going to keep the offense on the field here. I wouldn't be shocked by it, but I can. Now they're sending out the field goal unit to make it a 10-point lead. 20-yard field goal try for Chris Blewett. 20 yards out in the right hash. Kick is up and good. Under 8 minutes to play now in the quarter. It's a 10-point Roughneck lead. We'll see how Michigan responds to that. Yeah, I mean, that was not the greatest of drives for Houston. They had that one big play, but it does what they were set out to do, and that's just extend this lead. But we'll see. As we wait for Houston to send this one down. Under 8 minutes to play in the quarter. Taking their time here with this one. Gotta get into getting the special teams units out there. We will see. All right, kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from about the 10-yard line for Michigan. And going to get up to about the 28-ish, 29 maybe. It's Xavier Malone on the return. We'll see what Michigan can do with some pretty average starting field position. We will see. Now, look, for the majority of this game, really, Michigan has not been able to do a whole lot when starting from this spot. So we'll see. No, it's Danny Edling in the game now. He's in shotgun, back to his left. A handoff right side goes for about a yard, maybe, if that. But Danny Edling in the game now for the Panthers. So we got a little over a half of play out of Rocky Lombardi, and now it is Danny Edling behind center. All right, interesting. Edling in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Going to look to throw on 2nd and 10. Pass left side is caught, and that's a gain of about 7 for Jalen Moore. And a 3rd down coming up. Yeah, kind of shocked Edling got in at all in this one, but at the same time, might be the last bit of game tape he can get this season, as Perkins will be back in the starting spot next week. Edling in shotgun, back to his right. Going to hand this off up the middle for Nate McCrary, and that's a gain of 2. Not enough for the 1st down. Needed 3. So a 3-and-out, under 6.5 to play in the quarter. Panthers have a decision to make. I'm going to keep the offense on the field. Edling for a QB sneak. He does not get that at all. Hell, you might have fumbled there. Either way, they're going to be stopped short. Houston will get the ball. And I do not agree with that play call at all. I do not at all agree with that decision to run a QB sneak from like a solid yard out. It wasn't even like inches or anything. I do not get that. All right, 6 minutes to play now in the quarter. Houston, excellent field position. Up by 10. We're going to head to a commercial break. Maybe it means that. At the same time, it could just be them wanting to get Edling some game tape. It's more game tape this season. In case, in case the NFL team is looking for him. I don't know. I know because initially I thought that they were gonna start Edling or Perkins for like a quarter or a half, and then give it to Lombardi the rest of the way. I guess he just swapped that, where Lombardi got to start, played a half and a drive, and then gave the reins to Edling. But I don't know. I think if you wanted to give Edling some game tape, you would have just started him, and then throw in Lombardi once you have some stuff in there. But I guess you didn't want to put too much pressure. I don't know. I'm not sure what Mike Nolan is thinking about right now. I mean, obviously he's like, let's get to the playoffs. Let's beat Birmingham for the first time. Let's do all that. But this is a weird sequel. This has been a weird second half so far. But we'll see. There's still time in this game, but now you're really gonna need your defense to step up. See. So that commercial break. All right. Just getting out of the commercial break. 6:06 to play in this third quarter. McLennan taking the field. As McLennan in shotgun, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the left. Ball on the plus 38.5-yard line. McLennan going to hand this off up the middle for Lingard, who's going to find his way to the 34 before being brought down, a gain of roughly 4. And just crossed the 6 minute to play mark in this third quarter. We will see. 2nd and 6 coming up. 2nd and 6. McLennan alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Already in field goal range to extend this lead. McLennan looking to throw. Pass right side is caught up to the 30 before being brought down with a penalty marker down. Justin Hall on the reception. Would be a 3rd and 2. Or, yeah, 3rd and 2. We'll see what the penalty is, though. Oh, it's tripping on Houston. That's not a penalty you see too often. But a tripping call on the Roughnecks, and it's going to be a 2nd and long coming up. I mean, I wouldn't call that. It's definitely a penalty, but I wouldn't call that tripping. I would just call that a chop block, which isn't allowed. So again, it's a penalty either way, but I wouldn't call that tripping per se. So a 2nd and 21. Ball back near midfield at the plus 49-yard line. McClendon in shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. About 5 minutes to play in the third. McClendon going to hand this off up the middle, and there's some room for Kurt Merritt up to about the 40. Before being brought down, a gain of 9 and a 3rd and long coming up for the Roughnecks. If you can hold them to no gain, if you can hold them to no gain, push them back a bit, make sure that they have to punt this ball and not kick a field goal, you're feeling better than if you just hold them to a field goal, obviously. But like, if you give up 6, you're good. You give up anything more than that, they're probably just going to go for it. McClendon in shotgun back to his left, 3 receiving options to the right, looking to throw. Pressure coming, pass over the middle, is tipped and incomplete. Looking for Justin Hall. In coverage there was Bryce Hornaden. And it's a 4th and 12 coming up for the Roughnecks. Probably going to have to send this one down and punt it away. Yeah, just threw it inside when it should have thrown it outside. It's there. It's a good decision on that throw. Yeah, just threw it inside when it should have been thrown outside. In part because of the pressure in his face. But yep, Houston can send out the punting unit. Michigan's defense did a good job there forcing the punt. Comes off clean and fair caught at about the 7. So we'll start the drive there for Michigan with 3:42 to play in the third quarter. We will see. I mean, the Panthers, you're getting to the point in this game now, if you're Michigan, where you might be thinking about going 4-down territory no matter where. We will see. Edling in shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. Going to hand this off left side for Colburn, who's going to get nowhere. A loss of yards, maybe 4. Yeah, gets brought down at the 3-yard line. There's nothing. Yeah, this has not been a good game for the Panthers offense. Coming off of last week's game where they moved the ball relatively well, this has not been a good showing. Which I'm not completely shocked by, but still. Edling in shotgun back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. Going to play action, look to throw. Pass over the middle is tipped and incomplete. Looking for Gunnar Oaks, and he might have gotten hit there where that ball was coming through. He stumbled, yeah, he's stumbling. He went down for a bit. It's 3rd and 14. No penalty was thrown. Was that helmet-to-helmet contact? It's tipped. I can't tell if that's shoulder to head, head to head, or shoulder to shoulder, at least from that camera angle. Either way, Edling alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. A 3rd and 14, looking to throw. Gonna step up and roll to his right to buy some time. Passing back midfield is caught. Gonna be a gain of 15 and a first down for the Panthers. Good job there. That's Jalen Weirdermeyer on the reception. and just keeping the drive alive, trying to get back in this game even more. Trying to remake this a one possession game. Yeah, nice throw by Edling. It's cross body again, which I'm not a fan of, but it's open enough to where it works. Edling and shotgun back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. Ball in the 18, going to keep it himself right side and has some room, and going to get out of bounds after a gain of 3 at 2-21. A minute 44 to play in the quarter. All right. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Panthers. Edling alone in shotgun, 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Gonna send the receiver in motion left to right. That's Malik Turner. As Edling will throw over the middle. That's caught by Jalen Moore and has some room. A first down and then some up to the 39-yard line. A gain of 18. And they keep the chains moving. All right. You got something here, Michigan. Can you build off of it? That's the question now. Can they build off of it? Edling and shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Play action looking to throw. Stepping up and fumbling. Ball's loose and Houston gets it. He stepped up, didn't feel the pressure, and that's a strip sack picked up by Houston. Oh, they were building something on that drive. Instead, Houston's defense has a brilliant play. TJ Franklin forced it loose and picked it up. Because Edling didn't feel him. He did not feel any pressure. That's a clean fumble. Could you imagine if Houston played McLennan from the start? Like, if they played Jalen McLennan from the start of the season, we might be talking about Houston in the playoffs. Because I do think that they beat Arlington with McLennan behind center. And thus, this would be a 5-4 versus a 6-3 matchup with playoffs on the line. McLennan handoff left side to Merritt. They're going to get about 2 on the play, if that. Like, we were a single week away from this game being about the playoffs. Hell, if Houston holds on against Birmingham in week 6, this game is like week 6, 7? Yeah, week 7, I believe. Yeah, if they hang on in week 7, this game is for the playoffs and would be fantastic to watch. McLennan and shotgun back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. They don't need to run one more play. And thus, it is the end of the 3rd quarter. 15 minutes remain. It's a 10-point Houston lead. And we have ourselves a game here. Houston trying to get to 5-5 on the season. If Houston beats Birmingham once this season, this game is for the playoffs. Both games were very close against Birmingham. Like oh man, this is great though. So again, I wasn't sure on what the odds were for this game. Is this considered a Houston upset so far? Like, is them winning going to be an upset? I think I said that during predictions, but I wasn't, sure on that. Probably should have checked. I mean, yeah, currently they're the favorite, but when this opened, what was it? Yeah, it was Panthers. The Panthers were favored by 2.5 when this game started. So, yeah, a Houston upset. Yeah, this has been a really good game. Not the prettiest of games, but I feel like this is a game that I feel like Michigan kind of needed as well, like a little slap in the face before we get to the playoffs. But we will see. Just coming back from commercial break. It's a 2nd and 8 for the Roughnecks. And they're highlighting a Houston lineman. Yeah, the starting left guard who, for some reason, is out the rest of this game. They were just talking about him. McClellan in shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Gonna play action, look to throw. Pressure coming. Pass left side. Tipped at the line and incomplete. Whelan speaks in the coverage there. And now the left guard's getting back into this. Okay. Well, just had to miss a play then? Because it was that left guard that got blown up there. So that's very fair. 3rd and 8 from the 31. McClellan alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And we have a stoppage before the snap. Play clock was winding down. And gonna be delay of game on Houston. Push them back 5. So 3rd and 13 now. McClellan alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Looking to throw. Has time. Pass left side is gonna be hard at the sticks. Kiki Chisholm for the first down, a gain of 13. Bobbled it there for a sec. But I think he's able to get possession. Yeah, he gets possession is inbounds for sure, I believe. Bobbled it there. Yeah, I think he has possession in his inbounds. Oh, wait, are they going to overturn this? Or are they doing the whole, like, after discussion thing? Are we going to have Mike Piera come in on this? Gets possession. Yeah, I think he's in, though. That's... I mean, I see a shin down by the time he gets that ball pinned against his hip. Yeah, the ruling it incomplete now. So out comes Chris Blewett. All right, now we head into a review. I'm just listening to what Mike Pierre has to say about this review. Hold on. All right, Mike Pierre is saying not enough to overturn that. It will be incomplete. I'm not sure about that. I think that's a catch. But they're going to say incomplete. Ruling on the field was incomplete. And thus not enough to overturn. Out comes Chris Blewett to make this a 13-point game with just about 13 and a half to go. It's a 54-yard kick from the left hash. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a fake. Houston fakes it. Blewett going to try and take it himself. He fumbles it. Why are you faking it? It's 4th and 12. Blewett is slow to get up. There's a scuffle on the sideline. No penalty markers yet, but there's definitely some heated discussions going on right now. As Blewett is still down on the sideline after that play. Slow to get up. What are we doing, Houston? You're playing with your food there. Yeah, he's up, he's walking now, but definitely hobbled as he went down awkward on that play. That is an insane play call. Oh, kind of a hip drop. Kind of a hip drop tackle. That's not a 4th and 12 play call. Maybe that's a 4th and 3 play call. Yeah, he's still feeling that leg out. All right, it's Michigan ball. Edling and shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Gonna hand this off up the middle, and there is some room there for 5, maybe 6 on that play for Nate McCrary. I don't understand that at all. But sure. Second and 4 coming up. Edling and shotgun back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. Edling going to keep it himself right side, and just keeping himself on the RPO. And going to gain 5 on the play. First and 10 coming up. Edling and shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to the left, 12 minutes of play in the game. Handoff up the middle, and there's room for McCrary. That's a gain of 9, maybe 10, up past midfield toward the 45. Nate McCrary has been a massive bright spot today for the Panthers. Like, massive bright spot. Edling and shotgun back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. Gonna shift it back to his left now. As going to keep it himself up the middle. There's some room. Gonna be a gain of about 5-ish. Up past the 40 to the 37-ish, maybe. Some good carry in there. Clock continues to tick. Under 11:15 to play now. A big time drive here for the Panthers. Need to get points on it. Ideally a touchdown. Edling in shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. Gonna send the receiver in motion as Edling will hand this off up the middle. And that's stuffed at the line. Nothing going. Maybe even losing a yard. It's all around not much going there. It's a third down coming up. Matthew Colburn on the carry. A 3rd and 4. What you got? Edling in shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. Gonna send one of them in motion right to left. Edling to throw. Has some time. Pass right side. Wide open. Room to run. First down and more. Inside the 25 to 20. Trying to cut back inside. Past the 15 now. And still pushing forward. The pile gets stood up at the 13. Xavier Malone on the big time play for the Panthers. They're inside the 15-yard line with under 10 minutes to play. What you got here? You need to capitalize on this. You need to finish this drive in the end zone. Pass. Edling's pass towards the end zone's incomplete. Looking for Jalen Moore. That's on me for missing most of that play. Under 9.5 to play. So it was Edling in shotgun, like always. Had time, pass left side. That's placed beautifully on the chest of Jalen Moore. He needs to catch that ball. Oh my, that's as perfect as you can ask for it. So 2nd and 10 from the 14. Edling alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Under 9 minutes to play. Edling, pass, end zone, right side, overthrown, incomplete. The OC Mariner didn't really have much room there. 3rd and 10. Edling in shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to his left on 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Gonna step up to his right and gonna be sacked at the 16. Big time play for this Houston defense. That's Jameer Jones in a 4th down coming up. Eight minutes to play and the Panthers have a decision to make. Down by 10. Gonna send out the field goal unit. It's a 4th and 12 from the 16-yard line. A 34-yard kick for BT Potter from the right hash. It is up and it is good. It's a 7-point game with 7:39 to play. It's gonna come down to this. It's going to come down to this. As we're at commercial break as well. But let's let's see. Houston's gonna have a big drive coming up here. Looking to get back. Looking to get back to that 2-possession lead. If they can get a field goal on this, I think they're sitting fine. But that's where, like, although you probably were not gonna make it from 54 yards out, you at least allow Chris Blewett to try to make it a 13-point game there instead of running a dumbass fake field goal. Like, I just don't get that factor of it. But we shall see. So that commercial break. So see that commercial break. The show and the discussion between Avery Jennison and CJ. Yeah, it's a pretty good discussion there between left guard and head coach. Yeah, this is a big time game for Houston. If they can win this one, potentially last game as the Roughnecks, gonna be interesting to see what they can do. 7:40 to play in the game. Kickoff underway. Return will begin from about the 6. Trying to find some room here down that right side for Cyril Grayson. He gets to the 25 before being forced out of bounds. So 7:33 to play. Out comes this Houston offense. You need points. That's simple as that. You need points. You just need points. So 1st and 10 for Houston. Still some discussions going on as there's a Panther down on the sideline. It'll still to get up there. I think that's on Houston's sideline. Yeah, that's why we're stopping here for a bit and head to a commercial injury timeout and a commercial break as Kendrick Whitehead is the Panther down and still to get up. We will see. We're at a commercial break now once again. We shall see. About 7.5 left in this game. It's a 7-point lead for the Roughnecks. In a game that, even though it is 19-12, it does feel like Houston has been in firm control of this one for the most part. So we will see how things go. And we do have the attendance number as well from today's game. And it is just over 16,000 is the official attendance number in this one. Hell yeah. A new new record for the Panthers at Ford Field. Just over 16,000. Man, not too bad there. There's still a commercial break due to the injury timeout. There you go. Just getting back from commercial break. They're still highlighting this left guard in. Yeah, I respect the whole being able to hear them mic'd up and all that during the game. It's really nice. Seven and a half to play. 1st and 10. Oh, and right back to talking shit between him and Garrett Marino. That is definitely true as well, but the Panthers are one of those teams where they've had enough success this season so far, and they're going to be in the playoffs where I don't think it matters too much for them. The handoff left side for Lorenzo Lingard is going to gain about 5, maybe 6. Because, like, as long as you promote a game well enough, you're gonna get a good chunk of fans there, even coming off of a loss, or like if the last home game was a loss. Like, it doesn't matter all too much. Especially again, Michigan had plenty of success this year and last year. The fans know that you're gonna go and see a good game when they play. McLennan in shotgun on 2nd and 4. Quick pass right side is incomplete. It was dropped by Cam Sutton. 3rd and 4 coming up. It is a big 3rd down with 6:50 to play in the game. Yeah, I think the bigger thing is just to play key games. It should be able to be in key games. Because like a Memphis and a Houston, those teams just haven't gotten the same obviously success. But like a Birmingham, they've been underperforming on attendance as well this year, and they're going for a 4-piece, so it doesn't really matter for them. McLennan to throw on 3rd and 4, gonna try and step up, but stacked back at the 30, maybe 29. But Michigan's defense, big time play on 3rd down, forces the 3 and out, and they're getting the ball back down by 7. Big time play there. And it was Benning Patoe on the sack. McLennan's a little hobbled there on the sideline after that play. As we have a stoppage here with 5:47 to play, as Michigan will call their first timeout. Big drive coming up here for Michigan. Yeah, McLennan, a little hobbled after that one there. He's hoping he doesn't have to see the fuel again, or at least not in a high intense scenario. As Houston's gonna have to send this one down. It's a 7-point lead. as the punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 18-ish yard line. And with some room, gets past the 30 to the 33. 5:34 to play in this one. Big time drive coming up for the Panthers. Can they tie this game? They need the touchdown and they need a successful 1-point try. Oh, Kanai Lovely. The official report is bruised ribs. Going to be missing the rest of this game and potentially the rest of the season. That's rough there. So Edling in shotgun back to his right. Going to hand this off up the middle for Nate McCrary. Going to fight his way to the 35-yard line, a gain of 2. Not much going there, though. 5:25 to play. So second down now. Edling in shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Gonna motion him back out wide to the right as Edling looks to throw. Pass right side in the flat to McCrary. He's gonna have some room. A stiff arm. It might be a gain of 7. And yeah, I can say gain of 7, I believe. A 3rd and 1 coming up. No, now they're gonna say a first down, saying he got the 8 needed. Okay. Edling and shotgun back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. 4:35 to play. The back shifted to Edling's right now. Going to hand this off for McCrary down the right side, who has some room, gets to the 48-yard line, a gain of 4. Clock continues to roll. 4:20 to play in the game. Big time drive here for the Panthers. They need the touchdown and the 1-point try to tie. The 2-point try will give them the lead, as will the 3-point try. Edling and shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Ball on more so the 49-yard line, looking to throw. Edling with some time, going to roll to his right to buy some more. Pump faking and keeping it himself. There's a first down carry for Danny Edling, a gain of 7, up past the 45 to the 44. All right, 44 yards out. This is a good play by Edling, being able to use his legs. So 1st and 10, so plenty of time. 3.5 to go. Edling and shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the left as well. Going to play action, look to throw. Pass over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Couldn't hang on as he bobbled that one. Is Samson Nakua unable to hang on to it. 2nd and 10 with 3:21 to play. That's a good throw by Edling. It's on the money. Just one that Nakua needs to come down with. Yeah, you need to be able to come down with that one. So 2nd and 10, Edling alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 3 minutes to play. Edling to throw. Pressure coming. Tries to avoid it. Breaks off 1 sack. Rolling right to avoid some more pressure. Pass right side is going to be incomplete. Through the hands of Jalen Weirdermeyer. And it's a big 3rd and 10 coming up. Only 2 timeouts remain for Michigan. So they're good. So if they don't get this, they're gonna the 2-minute warning will hit. Which obviously you're not a big fan of. As there is a roughneck slow to get up now. With 2:41 to play. It is Keenan Isaac, the corner. He's already made some really good plays today. He's slow to get up. That could be a very tough loss for this defense if he's out for the rest of this drive. Hopefully not. Hopefully he's back relatively soon. But that is... Yeah, that's a tough one. Third and 10. $2:41 to play. Third and 10, Edling alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball on their plus 44-yard line. Edling to throw. Pressure coming, rolling right to buy some time. Breaks off 1 sack, gonna stiff arm another, and gonna gain about 3, maybe 4 on the play before being pushed out of bounds. And there's a scrum foreman. A lot of pushing and shoving. They're gonna need to pushing and shoving. Gonna need to throw a penalty marker here, right? But it will be 4th down. No penalty markers have flown yet. It will be a 4th and 6. A 4th and 6 for the Panthers. They can let it run to the 2-minute warning, but I probably wouldn't advise it in case you don't get it. But a good play by Edling just to make sure that you get a little bit closer. Yeah, I mean, he was still in bounds there, so. The 4th and 6, Edling to throw. Has time, pass over the middle, incomplete. And it's Keenan Isaac, no penalty markers. Looking for COC Marner. I think they're saying that's uncatchable, and that's why. 2:03 to play. You basically have 3 timeouts if you're the Panthers now. Now there's a penalty marker down as there's more scrums happening in this game. These two teams do not like each other. No matter what, there will be an after the play penalty, so it will be Houston ball. And all they're going to need is 1 first down. And yeah, CJ Johnson is not happy right now. He's hoping this is a penalty on Michigan. But there's a lot of pushing and shoving going on in this one. We'll see. What's the penalty? After the play, a personal foul on Houston. And to push him back 15. And showing a replay of this one. Yeah, this is dangerous throw on 4th and 6. It was a low throw as well. If that's placed more up. Like if that throw is placed up more near the chest level, you might be able to get a penalty marker out of that. But because it was low at his feet, they're gonna deem that either uncatchable or that both players were diving down for the ball. So that's a tough spot. The placement does not help in that spot. But 1st and 10 for Houston. $2:03 to play. So we have 1 more play than a 2-minute warning. Michigan can still get the ball back with plenty of time down by 7. McClellan in shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. 1st and 10 from the 25. McClellan going to keeping himself up the middle after a miscommunication with a running back, it seems. That's a gain of 3 and a 2-minute warning. Seemed like McLennan was looking to like hand it off up the middle. Lorenzo Lingard kind of goes on the left side behind McLennan. So McLennan just keeps it himself and gets some yards. But 2 minutes to play. We're heading to a commercial break. This game's going to come down to the wire. Going to come down to the wire. We shall see. Still at commercial break. This game's going to come down to the wire here. And for those who are here and are new, subscribe. Be greatly appreciated. You know the whole YouTube spiel at that point. Trying to get to 500 by either the start of the NFL season, which would kind of be ideal, or by the end of the year. Either will work. I will be live tomorrow for both of the games, beginning bright and early at noon EST with the Renegades versus the Brahmas. And then at 3 p.m. EST, it is the Stallions versus the Showboats. I'll also be live for all the playoffs, the ones on June 8th, the conference championships, and on the 14th, the actual UFL championship. So yeah, we got, what's that, 5 more games after this one for the UFL season. And then I won't be live again until the NFL season. We're doing the same play-by-plays throughout the entire year. I'm gonna try to do all primetime games. I will do every single Dolphin game and a bunch of other games sprinkled in between that I might want to do. But yeah, the idea for the NFL season is every week to do at least 4 games, the 3 primetime and the Dolphin game, and then of course I might throw in an extra one in there. So anywhere from 4 to 5 really is how we handle things. Obviously depending on the week and whatnot. We will see. There's still that commercial break in this one. All right, here we go. Just coming back from the commercial break. Minute 59 to play. 2 timeouts remain for Michigan. They can get the ball back with probably like a minute and a half to play and give their offense a shot. But first, you need to make 2 stands. McLennan is shotgun back behind him. He was not prepared for that snap. Gonna hand this off right side and lose about 2. Was not ready to snap. Was not ready for that snap. No one, it seems, was. And it's a 3rd down, a minute 54. Panthers call their second timeout. 1:54 to play. 3rd down. 3rd and 8. So only lost a yard. But still, it's just a weird play there. These back-to-back plays have not been tuned properly for the Roughnecks, you can say. So now you have a choice. You can pass it here, try and get the 1st down. If you fail and is incomplete, you keep them a timeout. If you throw a pick, you're fucked. Not fucked, but you're in a really, really bad spot. You could just hand it off one more time, waste their final timeout. McLennan's alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. A minute 54 to play. A 1st down pretty much ends this game. 3rd and 8. McLennan looking to throw. Pass over the middle is tipped and incomplete. Through the hands, should have been picked off by Keontae Harden. And it's 4th and 8, a minute 50 to play. 1 timeout remains for the Panthers. That should have been picked off. That is, oh man. That should have been picked off. Through the hands. And the Panthers stay alive. 1 timeout. Punt comes off clean. going to be returned from about the 20 and going to get up past to the 23. 77 yards is what the Panthers need to even have the chance at tying this game with a conversion attempt. First, you need to go 77 yards. And we're going to stand for this because why not? Edling in shotgun, back to his right. Gonna shift it back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. We're gonna motion it back out wide to the right. Looking to throw. Has time. Deep. Right side. Overthrown. Picked off. It's intercepted by Keenan Isaac. He's gonna need it right there at the 42-yard line. All of that. The defense does their job. You make the stand. You keep a timeout. All of that just to get a one-play interception. Trying to throw the slot fade. Overthrows it by a yard. Keenan Isaac. A big-time play. He's had a big-time game in this one. And with that, the Houston Roughnecks will find themselves 5-5 on the season. The Panthers are now officially the 2 seed in the playoffs, even though it wouldn't have mattered. But they are the 2 seed, so the game was going to be held in Birmingham anyway. Of course, there's the argument that, you know, if Michigan had the chance of hosting a playoff game, they weren't gonna play their starters more and whatnot. I don't think it would have mattered. Handoff right side for Kurt Merritt's gonna lose about 3 or 4 on the play. 4 turnovers today is a season high for the Panthers. 4 turnovers. They have called their final timeout as well. There's a minute 24 to play, and they were set up perfectly. Like, set up absolutely perfectly. And they threw it away like that. Second and 14 for Houston. No timeouts remain for the Panthers. Ball on their own 39. McClellan in shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. A second and 14. McClellan going to hand this off right side for Kurt Merritt. He's going to lose even more yards. Back to the 35, a loss of 4. But they're just able to kill the clock here. As the Panthers look towards the Stallions next week, a team that under Mike Nolan, they have yet to beat. I think it says 0-5. I think they're like 0-6 or 0-7 actually against them. But they have not had good luck against the Stallions. They're going to need to try and break some of that next week. But we will see. As we need 1 more play, maybe 2. McClellan and shotgun back behind him, going to hand this off to Merritt left side, who has some room. They get past the 40, past the 45, room to run. The 45 to 40, he's gone. Kurt Merritt, the 15 to 10 to 5, and a touchdown for Houston. 65 yards out. There is a penalty marker down, but Kurt Merritt going the distance. I think it's going to be on Houston, though. It's holding on Houston. So it would be from the previous spot, calling on Kiki Chisholm. That's unfortunate. That has saved me a bit. I did not call that play as well as it should have been. I just was not expecting Kurt Merritt to go the distance there. Either way, holding on Houston. They're going to need to run 1 more play. But it's under 30 seconds to play. They're going to run this play, then just be able to let the clock run. So there's still a great play for Houston to have there. And hell, again, the hold-in, I mean, it's going to be third down here. Just need the ball. Yeah, McLennan under center. It's a 3rd and 20. They're in victory formation. This knee down will do it. And the Houston Roughnecks walked into Ford Field in the final week of the season and escaped with a 7-point win to get to 500 on the season. A massively overperforming season for the Roughnecks. I did not expect them to be a game away from the playoffs this year. And boy, did Jalen McLennan really prove me wrong. He's the MVP of that Houston team this year. As there's a double zeros, this game's now officially over. What a show in Houston. A great way to end this season. What, they won... Yeah, they won 3 of their last 5. So a great way to end the season. Michigan heading to Birmingham next week for the USFL Conference Championship and a match in St. Louis on the line in the UFL Championship game. But first, again, they have to defeat some of their demons in the Stallions. That will do it for me today. I will be back live tomorrow for both of those games, beginning at noon EST with Arlington and Memphis. Hope to see you all there. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. See you all next time. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.